All right, this video is going to go over to summarize some of the sensory and brain changes that we see in late adulthood. And again, since this is for a survey lifespan course, I'm not going to go into as much detail as I would for upper level classes that cover adulthood. So I'm just, I'm going to briefly explain some sort of key concepts. All right, so first of all, let's talk about how vision changes. I mentioned previously that a lot of people need reading glasses by the time they get to like in their 50s. Let's see, people over age 65, only 10%. Only 10% of people over age 65 see well without glasses. Vision problems become very common. Three major problems that can show up. First, cataracts. This is where you have a thickening of the lens, and that causes vision to become cloudy. And there is surgery for this, and it's much more risky and involved than like your laser surgery, LASIK, that you might get for other vision problems. But cataracts is one thing that could show up and cause major problems if untreated. And glaucoma. Glaucoma is a buildup of fluid in the eye, and it damages the optic nerve. Got this one in my family. They always have to check extra stuff for me because I'm at risk for that one. And a macular degeneration. This is a deterioration of the retina. And again, all of these can cause serious problems with vision. And why do we care about vision problems? Well, a lot of our functioning is very reliant on being able to see things, in particular things like driving. Vision is a very important skill for driving. And so some individuals will lose their ability for driving because of their vision changes. Now, what about hearing? What are some hearing problems? It's common to have hearing loss at this age, even for those who haven't been in a high-risk industry where there's lots of loud noises. It's pretty common. Now, sometimes people will not admit to hearing loss because of just kind of like social stigma. They don't like the idea of asking people to repeat things, or they might watch movies, TV, and miss major plot points and not want to ask people to turn the volume way up because they know it's too loud for other people. There are various issues where people sometimes don't want to admit when they're having hearing loss, or sometimes they're just in denial. They don't want to think about the changes that are happening. And hearing loss, it's not just a safety issue, because it is a safety thing for like hearing dangers and whatnot, but also for social give and take. It actually can interfere with social give and take when you're not hearing everything that's going on. And small and sensitive hearing aids have been made available, but not everybody gets them. Part of that is from the social stigma. They don't want, even the small ones, they worry that people are going to see them, and perhaps that's going to activate ageism in some folks. Another thing that I found from my father, when he got hearing aids, he got all excited because he, through the resources he had available to him and his insurance and different programs and whatnot, he was able to get the hearing aid for free, and he was all excited about that. And then he found out you got to pay for the batteries, and they're expensive, and they need to be replaced often. And so he stopped wearing his hearing aid. And the thing is, we knew he needed a hearing aid because he was yelling all the time. Because, he couldn't hear how loud he was being towards us. And I knew that he had stopped wearing his hearing aid because he came over and was yelling again. And he still has not replaced that hearing aid. He just sits there and misses out on things because of stubbornness, even though we said, like, we'll get you a lifetime supply of hearing aid batteries. It'll be a gift. And he's like, no, I'm mad at that. I'm mad they make you pay for the batteries. All right. And so it's not a good idea to let hearing loss go unchecked. Missing out on bits of conversation cuts down on communication, and it precipitates many other social losses, and it contributes to the experience of ageism. Yep. And so, it's not a minor issue when there's hearing loss. Now, let's talk about changes in the brain. You have general brain slowdown. Now, some people have extreme changes. Most people have fairly mild changes. So senescence, remember that term, the general aging process. This reduces the production of neurotransmitters. So we have reduced production of neurotransmitters. And then we also see that neural fluid and volume of gray matter decrease, and myelination thins, and cerebral blood circulates more slowly. All of these things together, and this is not a biopsychology neuroscience class, all right? So I just want you to know that those are the changes that happen, and this all contributes to just sort of a slowing down of processing, of functioning. And then also you can see these things called white matter lesions. Like spots can show up, and they are thought to result from tiny impairments in blood flow, like little blockages. And these can increase the time it takes for a thought to be processed. So all of this together means that you're a little bit slower. All right, for most people, it's noticeable but fairly minor. Some people more extreme, and especially if they experience dementia, things we're going to talk about later on. Now, let's see. Okay, all right. Making sure I said all the stuff, all the stuff that I'm planning to put on the test. Make sure I do mention it in the video here. All right. I believe, yes. Next topic is memory.